Hi, welcome to a brand new episode of Hero Huddle. This is a show where I, Tomahawk,
And I do.
and that's it. We discuss the pop culture nerd news of the week and sometimes last week. And that's what we're doing today. We are finishing out our review of Wonder Man. Last week, we posted our review of the first 2 episodes of Wonder Man. And we wanted to come back once all 3 of us had watched it and our schedules aligned. That hasn't happened. You see who's present.
Tristan died again.
Rest in peace to Tristan. He deserves the rest. He's a busy boy. He's a busy young man.
Luckily,
He's got stuff going on.
Luckily, being a lich, he'll be back sooner or later. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. So we'll get a little micro review from Tristan at some point in the future of his thoughts of the remainder of Wonder Man. But Stu, now that you've finished Wonder Man, what'd you think?
Beautiful.
I love it. I think it's such a good show.
It's such a good show. It is not like what the other Marvel shows were doing was wrong necessarily, but it felt like everything they did differently was correct.
Mm-hmm. I think I disagree with you saying that what the other ones did is wrong. I think there's a couple of good Marvel shows. There's a few bad ones, but like this one really sticks the landing. It really understands the assignment. I love that it's not just a 6-hour movie. I really like that it is episodic, and like what it's really tracking is the growth of the relationship between these 2 guys. I don't remember the last time I was as moved, like emotionally, by spoilers for Wonder Man. We're going to just do spoilers.
Yeah. A little late.
Yeah. Well, we haven't spoiled anything yet. We're just talking.
Wonder Man dies.
Rest in peace. That's why we know we're never getting season 2.
Yeah.
But I was really moved when Trevor like sort of lays himself on the line and like takes the blame for what Simon's like power burst and like destruction thereof. Like he's like, actually, I'm the Mandarin, and like he like tanks his own life, his own career. I'm like, wow,
what a hero.
That's so much more interesting than 90% of the stuff that Marvel has put out since Endgame.
I had a feeling, like, after he did that and they were going to send the cops, everything like that, I'm like, Trevor's going to take the fall for this. Now, that being said, I didn't expect him to do a Mandarin reprisal right there.
Yeah.
That was cool. You know what the bad part about that is?
What?
I have to go watch Iron Man 3 now because my wife watched Wonder Man with me. She's not seen Iron Man 3. Well, she doesn't really get why it's important that he's like the Mandarin, quote unquote.
It's interesting. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mentioned in our last review that I was like, I think this show finally made me forgive Iron Man 3 for its sins. I never cared for it, but
you shouldn't. It's not good.
It's not a great movie, but I am interested to go back and watch it now and know that it's the starting point for this story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite thing that happens in this show is that Trevor, like, he starts in a place of like, yeah, sure, I'll sell out this guy I don't know to you guys that here at Damage Control.
Yeah.
And then like he like forms a relationship with him. He comes to really care for him. And he knows he's going to have to like sort of make a decision between like helping him or like helping Damage Control. And when the time comes, like he sacrifices his own sort of career and his own reputation. And the show does such a good job of setting up that he is trying to move past being the Mandarin. So many people are like, you're that guy. And he's like, that was a bad time. I'm trying to move on. That happens so often, but not often enough that it feels like it's telegraphing the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's great stuff. Good stuff. Also, Simon's arc is just that he becomes less selfish and like more open to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's so laser focused on trying to make it as an actor that like all the other relationships in his life have been sort of struggling. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
let you talk here soon, but
You're good.
but he has this arc of like he's risking his own career to save Trevor by breaking him out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty apparent that that's who did it. And if there's ever a season 2, like I think there's going to be some ramifications for it. Will there ever be a season 2? Who knows? We'll talk about that later. But Stu, what are some of your favorite things that happen in this show?
I really liked. I think we remember back when we did the review of like the first 2 episodes,
Mm.
how we made our predictions for the show ending, and I
Yep.
said that Trevor and Simon were gonna be best friends forever. I
Mm-hmm.
knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, you got it.
I was so happy about that because after he blew up the warehouse, and then like Trevor took the phone, I'm like, oh no, they don't get to be best friends. um yeah, that was all like really great. um I always felt, throughout the show, even though Trevor was doing it for, not to just not be in jail,
Mm-hmm.
the entire time there was always like glimpses into him doing it for like a selfless reason, or like doing it because Simon is a friend. And
Right.
even pretty early on in like their friendship, it was just like that, cuz I think it really like solidified when they told what's his name? Dude from Matrix. Tony Pants?
Joey Pants.
Joey Pants, to frig off because he was
Mm-hmm.
just, you know, shit talking Trevor and like their careers, like their passions.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really solidified it in Trevor that like, hey, this guy's the real deal, and he has a passion for this where other people see it as a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant a lot to me, just to see that. I really do hope they do something with Wonder Man in the future. Like, even if it's like a little bit here and there in the movies, I don't think we'll get a season 2. I think whatever story that they'd want to tell would kind of conflict with his like career, especially with them saying, "Hey, it's impossible for a super powered being to like be in like movies and stuff like that." Without like changing that, within like the next season, it'd kind of be hard for him to do more superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Especially because in the comics he's always been like very flashy. I think it's like in the comics it's well known that Wonder Man is an actor.
Yeah.
And
So in the comics, it's more like he's famous because he's an actor who can do a lot of his own stunts because he has
yeah,
superpowers.
yeah,
And they like took that and they turned into this other thing, and I think it's
hmm
really interesting.
yeah. Um, it'd be a total 180 on that like plot point from season 1 that they'd have to do to make it okay for him to be, because especially with him being as volatile as he is, he'd be
Mm-hmm.
the reason why insurance rates would be so high for people
That
having superpowers in movies.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he would not be cheap to have on set.
Mm-hmm. But I'm really curious about like where this story's supposed to go next. I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to know about like how does he proceed?
Yeah.
Does damage control know that it is 100% certain that that was Simon that broke Trevor out of prison? Or is he going to be able to kind of like keep doing the acting stuff? Because like what I'm imagining is like at some point in the next season, maybe the end of the next season, if this was a more traditional TV show, they would have Simon's powers get revealed to the public as a sort of like cliffhanger of the next season.
Yeah.
But like I'm really interested in like what does Trevor's life look like now? Because I don't think it can like go back to just being Trevor. But he's also such a famous face in the world. Like, where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna hide?
Mhm. Do you think so? I don't know what kind of timeline we're looking at between like where the movie came out and
Mm-hmm.
him breaking Trevor out of prison. But like, did he go to court for that at all? Like, after being arrested, or they just throw him in the prison and be like, "All right, done with you."
I mean, presumably he went to court, but like they didn't show it.
Yeah.
They could have had a She-Hulk cameo.
She or yeah, they like both her and Daredevil are his
Mm.
attorneys going
Okay.
in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a little double team action against the government. Be nice. Maybe that's what Born Again is about. It's about fighting for Trevor's rights. It's trying to get him acquitted.
Yeah.
And
I
Kingpin's like, nah.
Daredevil Born Again season 2 is just about him trying to like finalize Simon's contract for the upcoming movie he's going to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not interesting. It's just him for 6 hours looking over some paperwork.
The best part about being a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh man, the jump scares in the show.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the jump scares. Jump scare number 1, is that the one that you messaged me about?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm minding my own business. Stu's watching the show. I've already finished it. And he sends a message to our group chat that's just like, Tomahawk, you didn't warn me about episode 4. And I said, the Josh Gad jump scare? And he's like, yes. I forgot about your Josh Gad like phobia.
It's less of a hatred than it used to be. Honestly, this is the best Josh Gad has ever been.
Yeah.
I really think
I
so.
don't think I can argue with you.
I thought he was pretty funny, and them riffing on he was Olaf
Uh-huh.
in is really funny as well. Because luckily Marvel is owned by Disney, so they can do that now. Because
Mm-hmm.
if Marvel was not owned by Disney, they could not have done that.
No.
Not at all. That was pretty funny. I liked the whole episode was just a flashback for Doorman.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I like it being in black and white.
Black
That's
and
a
white was really
fun
cool.
artistic choice. Love that.
At times, some of the special effects were a little weird with it.
Yeah, I have like one complaint.
Was
Like
it when
one
he
made
was like going through the portal himself? It was like the face on kind of like
yeah,
the doors
it's like
behind him.
it was him like falling backwards.
Yeah.
It's such a weird shot. It feels like it needs to have been like sped up.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like
thought it was weird too.
yeah. I was having a good time with the show,
Mhm.
but that is the only moment in the entire run where I went, ew, and I like
Yeah.
rewound it because I was like, what happened here? Like, this is the type of effect that, like, I don't know. I expect that level of quality from a student film.
Yeah.
Because I think I could tell the type of like, sorry,
No,
the
you're fine.
type of trick that they're doing.
Mhm.
Because I think it's supposed to look like he's falling back and he lands, but like it's clearly just like a wall that's behind him.
Yeah.
And he's like pretending to fall backwards. And if you just sped up the footage, which is not hard, like it'd look better.
Mhm.
Don't give people that long to analyze it.
Yeah.
It looked like they're faking slow motion, which is a bad look.
You just do slow motion.
Just do slow motion.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I liked that the dumpster they got the powers from had Roxxon on the side of it. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, hey, look, Roxxon. And my wife goes, who's that? I'm like, it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. I barely know about it. I just recognize the name. Don't worry about it.
They're just an evil corporation.
Mm-hmm.
They've popped up several times in the MCU, but they've never been like a big, big bad.
They were one pretty much the main antagonist for the Miles Morales Spider-Man game.
Okay.
They're setting off like this new energy plant in the middle of like Harlem that was like also just going to explode because it was like unstable, and the Miles Morales had to like stop them from detonating it.
Yeah. I
Pretty
did
cool.
mean just like in the movies. I don't want any like nerds yelling at me in the comments like, actually, there is a bad guy, the big bad guy in a lot of comic books or whatever. I just meant the MCU. Please
Yeah.
don't scream at me. I am very fragile emotionally.
I don't think many people are going to scream at you about Roxxon. Probably like the least known of like the evil corporations or like groups of Marvel.
You think there's not a nerd out there who wants to yell at me on the internet?
They have nothing to gain from watching us talk about
I could.
comic book stuff, you know? They're not watching us.
Yeah, that's fair. But if they can correct us, they're gonna feel real smug, and that's what they want to feel.
If they make it 15 minutes into this video and find something to correct us about, honestly, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Please subscribe. So yeah, the Josh Gad jump scare. Was there another jump scare that got you?
The very next episode where they were doing the script reading with the director.
The callback, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
the callback with Von Kovac. When Simon punched that dude in the face.
It's crazy. That was so much more like gore than I anticipated in this show.
It was sudden, it was gory, and it was just like shocking in all the right ways.
Mm-hmm.
I yelled "whoa" so loud the dog woke up. Like, it got me so
You
off
don't even
guard.
have a dog.
Oh, that was so well done. And it was practical too. I'm like, thank you. It looks so good. Well, it looks practical, but
I don't remember. I'll have
do.
to take another look at
I
it.
remember it looked like he punched like a faux plastic face just with like stuff inside of it.
Okay.
But like that is preferable to a CGI head exploding in your
Mhm.
face. Like I loved it. It felt real, and it did the job. It shocked the hell out of me.
It definitely got me. Now, I will say this type of thing normally bothers me a lot. I really hate when the most interesting thing that happens just turns out to be like a fake out, a vision, a dream, or yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a hallucination,
Yeah.
a hologram.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Stranger Things. I'm looking at you, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm looking at you.
I feel like this one's a little bit more forgivable because, like, at least the dream had meaning and it wasn't just thrown in for just like no reason. Because it was good to see like exactly what was going on in his mind, his subconscious about his powers and things like that. Because we already knew he was anxious about them, but like we didn't know to what degree, he had to deal with it, or like anything going back to like his school days. Like we knew he didn't have friends, but like if he's having dreams where people are like calling him a freak because they knew him in high school, I'm like, oh, so he must have been having issues in school, with these powers, and like that's some good insight. Real like show don't tell kind of thing without having to do a flashback to him in elementary school,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't bother me as much as those other things do. Stranger Things, The Rise of Skywalker,
Twilight.
I love Twilight. I love Twilight so much. We're gonna have a Twilight special at some point.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be after our Black History Month spectacular, though.
Please, we can't have a bunch of shiny white people in our Black History Month.
Yeah, it's not gonna be this month. But yeah, I do want to back up a minute. So to the episode before, before Doorman, when they are going on that fetch quest for the guy that has the footage of Simon.
Yeah.
When Simon like just beats up all those guys that are like threatening Trevor, I'm like, that's the only moment before like the very end of the show where he flies away where it kind of feels like a superhero show. Yeah. The rest of the time, forget the superhero stuff completely.
Yeah.
Like he's just beating up some guys in an alley. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a Marvel thing.
They only do it the one time though. Well, yeah, they do that, and then he punches a hole in the guy's face.
Yep.
And that's kind of it until the end. But again, but not really. He doesn't really do it. Anyone could have a dream about punching a hole in someone's face.
Yeah. I have one every night, a few times.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should get that checked out.
Well, it depends on who the guy is.
Oh, okay.
I do not like this guy.
That's fair. He kind of deserves it.
Okay. Because he constantly just chooses to not show up for our podcast recordings. Jeremy Renner.
Our very much scheduled ahead of time recordings.
I mean, look, I've offered Jeremy Renner several times to come on our show, and he just doesn't.
He's been having a rough winter, all right? He's constantly fighting snowplows to stay alive.
That feels like it's in poor taste. I should have
He's
chosen a different
okay.
celebrity. I should have chosen a different celebrity.
He's okay now. It's okay to make fun of it. I'm sure he would be a good sport.
Yeah. Well, come on the show and defend yourself, Jeremy Renner.
Please do.
If you come on the show, we'll defend you from all snowplows. Anyway. So I really do. That's probably what I think is the weakest episode, though, is the one where they're going on the fetch quests. It feels like they kind of just needed to fill out an episode a little bit. I do like that, like when the police show up and like things like just go down and they get what they want. They're like, oh, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
They just run away.
Yeah. And the guys who wanted Trevor for drugs, like, no one ever comes back from that. Like, they just drop that plot point completely.
Yeah, that is weird.
Well, they all got arrested, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I guess the cops got him.
Yeah. And we know how cops are. Those guys did not live. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. It was a white guy, but it's fine. Happy Black History Month, though, that guy. I gotta tell you, Stu, one of my favorite things is to just, as a white person, say Happy Black History Month to other white people.
Yeah.
They get real uncomfy. I've been
weaponizing it at work, where like if someone asks me to do something, like, really gonna ask me that in Black History Month? No, go ask someone else. And then I like close my door to my office.
Can you give me a few fun examples of questions you've been asked?
Hey, can you go on site to fix this dude's printer? Really? In Black History Month, you're gonna have me fix a printer? Go ask someone else.
History. Made every day.
It's the only time I feel free at my job.
Good month, huh?
Yeah, it's a good month. Too bad it's the shortest month. Yep.
What month do you think should be the shortest month? We'll get back to Wonder Man in a second.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in a second.
Because February doesn't feel like it should be the shortest.
No, because it's so early in the year. I really feel like the months should get shorter as the year goes on. Honestly, like you know, like when you're winding down, you're like, all right, well, I got a whole 31 days in January. And a couple months later, all right, we're down to like the 28th. And like in December, you're down to like 25. And Christmas is the last day of the year.
I disagree. I disagree immediately.
Really?
Yeah. So I think we should make December longer. So that way, like, people can get a little bit more of that Christmas music and there can be more of a hard line on it. So you know how people start doing it too early? I think as soon as it's December, it's good. But like, we'll give them like an extra week or two.
But if we do December longer, then that's a bigger gap between Christmas and New Year's.
Not necessarily. There's less if we just add those days to the front end of the month.
But then Christmas is still on the 20th.
No. We'll just keep it later in the month.
So we're going to move Jesus' birthday?
It's not his birthday. It's just the day that we choose to celebrate. I don't think he'll mind.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It'd be hard to get everyone on board with that, I think.
We'll send Jesus a letter, and we'll get back to everybody once we have confirmation.
All right, that works for me.
All right. Also, he is more than welcome to come on the podcast as a guest and talk, you know, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, whatever he wants. Anyway, back to Wonder Man. So we got that episode with the cops and the candy making operation.
I thought it was funny that they were both equally inept at technology about the GoPro. That was very funny. I thought it was very funny also that like they just snuck around the back, went out in front of the house again, got in their car and then sped off. Like did a burnout and left while there were cops like actively arresting people outside.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, LA is crazy, honestly. Yeah.
Also, Simon, if you are an actor, you should at least understand how a basic digital camera works. Come on.
He struggled with that thing for his line reading for so long. Like he was stressed out, sure. But like getting like the ring light and the camera and he was trying to use the laptop at the
Mhm.
same time, like, you're going through a lot. I'm assuming this is not your first time doing it.
Yeah. Like, I've never done a self-tape by myself. I have done a self-tape before, but yeah, doing it by myself sounds like it'd be a hassle, but it shouldn't be that hard. But yeah, I think he's just being like, he's being a little crunched by the pressure of it. But okay, so we got that episode. We got the doorman episode. We got the callback episode. Now, a question about the callback episode. Have you seen the movie Pretty Woman?
I have not.
Me either.
Me neither.
So, like, him doing that scene, I was just like, this isn't the prompt he was given. I don't understand what this is. And then the director's like, you did a scene from a movie that exists and wasn't the thing I asked for.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. I'm like, wow, this is quite a way to turn this.
Yeah,
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. It didn't.
it didn't.
It didn't. But there's just something about this show where I never thought that this story would ever hook me the way it does,
Yeah.
because I never really had much interest in like acting as a profession, or like just even as an interest in something like to follow per se. But
Hmm.
like watching this, I was like hooked the entire time.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a real journey that he goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that episode. I mentioned this in our other video.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus, on 2 separate occasions, decided to skip an episode for me. And this was one of the episodes it skipped, and it really upset me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So it went straight from like them being like, oh, we got to go with the callback, to like they're already like working on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I guess like they're going to flash back to the callback. And I get like 10 minutes into the episode before I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it skipped an episode. And it did that twice. And man, Disney, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good time.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't talk about the episode where Trevor meets Simon's family.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
no, because Tristan hadn't gotten that far yet. So we did talk about that.
It's all out
No.
of order.
No. You and I talked about last time we recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about
Good,
that one.
good,
Yeah.
good. So then it's them actually shooting the movie, having that reporter come in or whatever.
The Kathy Friedman. Yeah,
Mhm.
Kathy Friedman.
I really like Trevor just being like, hey, have you thought about just being nice to people? He's just
Yeah.
like, huh, yeah, I can play this character.
Simon.
I love how insufferable he is.
He is so rough. And I'll be 100% honest. He doesn't really redeem himself for me until like the very end, where like
Mhm.
he does save Trevor. But like even that, I was like, okay, you're on thin ice, buddy. You still kind of suck.
Yeah.
But in the probably like what 2 week span, this not even 2 weeks, it probably takes place over like an entire week, that this show takes place over.
Oh no. It's longer than that.
Well, I mean, like what we see at least, like probably like because after they arrest Trevor, they kind of just skip to the release of the movie.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So there's not a lot of time that we can see him being actually like is altruistic, the word I'm looking for, or just nice, just genuinely
just nice,
nice.
just
Yeah,
friendly.
just friendly. Because like he's pretending to be nice to like the staff when Kathy Friedman comes over to like
Yeah.
interview. He's like, oh, I always get my own coffee and my own energy drinks,
Protein
like,
drinks.
yeah, I always get that myself. And the guy's like, all right. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're trying way too hard, which is
Too
kind of like
much.
his whole thing of he tries too hard, and that's why he kind of sucks at shit. But yeah, he doesn't really do anything like that's like genuine
Mhm.
nice
Yeah.
until 6 months later or like a year later when the movie's out, and then he's like, And then you see him like following the security guard around to do like that faux documentary, which I thought he was just gonna leave that dude out in the dust after after breaking Trevor out.
He
So
didn't.
he
To his
didn't.
credit, he didn't.
Yeah, so episode 8, he follows a security guard around pretending to do like research to make a movie about his life.
Mm-hmm.
And is just so he can get like a little job at the prison, like a little internship so he could break Trevor out. I'm like, does he realize that this dude had like signed all of those papers, and so like he's gonna get in trouble when the guy he brought into the prison breaks someone out of prison?
It's so crazy. Also, like that is like Simon's plot point or whatever, because he's like, yeah, I'm playing you specifically in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, I can only speculate what it would be like if Michael B. Jordan showed up at my house and told my dad that he wanted, like, he's like, oh, I'm playing you in a movie. I don't know how well that would go.
I think Michael B. Jordan is probably a little too high profile. Not for Wonder Man per se, but like I think any white man would be like, "Oh hell yeah, Michael B. Jordan gets to play me in a movie."
I couldn't think of, I don't know of an actor who's currently at that level.
It's hard to know for
Yeah,
sure
because like just
yeah,
one major big hit movie, just their breakout role.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like my dad would be like, uh, are you sure? Are you sure it's this one? Like,
If a
I
white
feel like
actor,
I should have some kind of say in this.
it's like Chris Hemsworth was like, "Hey Stuart, I want to make a movie about you and I want to play you." I'm like, "Dude, you're better than me in every way. Go ahead. Like this can only do gangbusters for my image." I mean, obviously something in those probably like a year from production to movie release, something had to have happened.
Yeah.
And I think most of that probably came from the interview episode where he realized that like the people closest to him he can trust and they do love him. His mom and brother both giving him a great review to Kathy Friedman, where
Mm-hmm.
he was like so certain that his mom would goof on the past and his brother would just talk
Be
crap because
negative, yeah.
just blowing his expectations out of the water. It probably gave him a little bit more humanity in
Mm-hmm.
just in
Yeah.
that. Just a little bit more for me, I think. I just want to see a little bit more growth out of him.
But yeah, I do like that his arc is that, and they gave him that
Mm-hmm.
because I think the show would be worse if he was just a likable, nice guy at the start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Giving him that growth is what makes the show good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, they almost overplayed their hand in the first
Mm-hmm.
episode when he was doing the
American Horror Story
notes.
scene.
Oh my god, I wanted to turn the show off. I'm like, I'm getting so much secondhand embarrassment from this. I need to turn it off. But I sat through it. I'm like, I'm glad I did. But
Yeah.
that was tough. That was a struggle for a viewer right there.
Mm. But kind of going back to what you said, like it's definitely been longer than that, like longer than the week or whatever. Because like it would take months between like casting and then when they finally start shooting.
Hmm.
Um, so like I do think you sense some of that like sort of rapport between Simon and the director by the time like they are discussing that one line in the trailer. There's like, okay, yeah. They're making some concessions. And I think Simon did learn his lesson from that first episode where
Yeah.
he's just like, it's really just this one line.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is the one.
Yep.
I was like, okay, buddy. That's better. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, is there I think I might be running out of stuff here to say. You got anything else?
It's hard to. It's hard when there's nothing bad,
Yeah,
really.
I mean,
You know.
again, the negative stuff pretty small, mostly just things in
Mm-hmm.
passing. I
Yeah.
think the beats really work. Like I really liked when Trevor like snaps that memory card that he used to like
Mm-hmm.
record Simon's family. I kind of thought that moment would happen later in the show,
Yeah.
but it happens pretty early on. I just like Nah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely Team Simon now.
Maybe in like a longer series, they probably would have waited.
Mm-hmm.
But with the series only 8 episodes long, and is 8 episodes, and they weren't even hour-long episodes.
Yeah, yeah, they're like 30 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
so very short series,
Mm-hmm.
which again kind of helped it. It
Yeah,
didn't feel
yeah,
bloated, and there was nothing really in the show that didn't need to be there that I can think
yeah.
of at least.
You know, bro? It is kind of crazy though that what you were saying about having to watch Iron Man 3 again. It's kind of crazy that there wasn't like a recap of Iron Man 3 or like at least Trevor's part of it at the start of the show.
Yeah,
You'd think there would be like previously in Marvel.
I feel like if they started with footage from Iron Man 3, people would just turn off their TVs.
People like Robert Downey Jr. like I don't know, man.
They'd have to put him first. They'd have to have him in
Yeah.
there first. Be like, "Hey, look, it's Iron Man, and here's the Mandarin. You remember this guy, right?" But like, if they started off with like previously on Iron Man 3, and it's like just the man, they'd be like, "Oh man, it's Iron Man 3 again, not again."
Not again. But yeah, really good show.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm excited to see where this goes in the future. I hope they do another season.
Me too.
Yep. I want more. Yeah, Stu, is there anything you want to plug?
Um, yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv/Stu_, where I play games sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can find me at Tomahawk Presents on Instagram, and I also have another YouTube channel called Tomahawk Presents. That's kind of my everything channel.
Mm.
I put up like that's where Stu and I did our old show called Pitch a Podcast. Recently I put up my acting reel. It's like 3 scenes where I just 3 short little scenes. If you want to see me do some acting, you can do it over there. Warning, I do say at least a bad word. I say a bad word. So prepare your ears. I'll say it here. Crud.
I feel like after watching Wonder Man, I think we're
Mhm.
both prepared to make a movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're working on it right now.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Right after we get out of here. All right.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Wakanda forever. I know you'll see somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful.
I love Friends.